This is Sound Off 60.
I want to make sure that the best team is the champion.
Yeah.
I want to play,
And that's key.
if that tournament comes up with this is the best team, I'm for that.
Southwest Louisiana's premier sports talk television show.
With me?
Hey.
Without me? All
That
right.
might be the
Hey.
dumbest argument we've ever had.
You
I like
are
the way he
most
does that.
idiotic imbecile if you thought that argument did not have merit. Look, did not.
All right,
McCarran.
So you're talking about my LSU quarterback?
Yeah.
What you put
With me? Without me?
Sound Off 60 is presented by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Here are the boys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
Happy Memorial Day holiday
Yes, it
to
is.
all. We're back here at Jack Daniel's at LaBerge Casino to have what we call our sports party.
Yes, it
There's
is.
a big party going on
Man,
here at
this-
LaBerge Casino.
this
Seemed
place
like
is
we were-
jammed.
It's jammed.
And
Yep.
we're here earlier than normal
It's-
on
Seems
Monday.
like
It
we
is.
should be outside today, guys. I think the fans would truly appreciate if we were outside today.
I didn't bring my cabana wear though, so.
Well, if the
Unbelievable.
next holiday is anything like this, we'll make that happen.
Yes, we will, Rick.
All right,
Believe that.
welcome aboard. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of baseball to
Yes.
talk about. Barb, fresh off their 7th state Class 5A state championship, Glenn Caccini is in the house here at Jack
Yes.
Daniels. We'll get into it in about 15 or so minutes with Glenn. You know, we had a lot of the star players
We
last
did.
week, so now we're going to get the coach's perspective on this program and really how they have become
Yeah.
a treasure and a jewel here in Southwest Louisiana
They
sports
have.
community and much more. So we'll get into that in the next segment. We got a lot of college baseball to talk about. Let's kick it off with the purple and gold and the red and white. I challenge you, is this the first time ever, because your memory is a heck of a lot better than mine,
Scooter
to
would be the
have
guy to know that.
Lafayette and Baton Rouge hosting?
No,
Okay,
It's not.
how recent has this happened?
not that long ago.
Okay,
Really?
probably
Both.
when UL made their run to
In
Omaha.
fact, since then, I believe that ULL has hosted several regionals.
This is a big deal, though.
They've
I don't care
never
how
been
many...
a national seed,
Right.
but they
Oh,
have
there
hosted
you go.
regionals.
Okay,
Right.
so
You know, there's 16 regionals,
Right.
8 national seeds.
right. So explain to the word that came down today.
Well, in fact, I was going to say before you asked me that, I know one of the years they hosted a regional, McNeese played in it.
UL Lafayette, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I knew your memory was better
Yeah.
than mine.
Well, I don't ask me the years. I just remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is at least their third, maybe their fourth
Okay.
regional that they've hosted.
So Lafayette hosts, Baton Rouge will host, and LSU, both of them got national
Yeah,
seedings.
so they're not matched up against
Right.
each other.
Yeah.
LSU got the last national seed, the
Mm-hmm.
8th seed, which I want to say ULL was 5, maybe 6. It doesn't matter. If you get one of those
Mm-hmm. You get
8
one,
seeds,
that's
it doesn't matter.
Kevin, you and I were talking about it earlier. It kind of snuck off on me. We
Yeah.
talked about UL Lafayette probably about a month ago when they were getting ready to come here
And-
to Lake Charles to play McNeese. These guys, they win a Sun Belt, okay? They win the tournament. But again, it got away from me. 53-7.
The national, that's pretty
That's
strong.
good for
That is,
baseball. In
that
college
is.
baseball?
And
That's strong.
lo and behold, Rick, the whole while, we were talking baseball the entire year. We knew that UL Lafayette was a pretty good baseball team, but I didn't know the national implications that this team right up the road an hour away has.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're that good.
They are
Am
that
I,
good.
Am I
And-
correct
and-
to say that, Scooter?
Yeah, I mean, I think the record's a little misleading. Their strength of schedule was way up in the
Yeah.
hundreds.
Okay,
Which
okay.
is
Okay.
But-
but they are
but
a good team. Don't get me
53-7,
wrong.
Scooter.
Oh, yeah, that,
That's a lot of. That's not very many losses in baseball. Now LSU on the other side, they win the SEC and they ended up like what, 44-14, won something?
Yeah.
Am I close to that? 44-14 and won.
Yeah,
All right,
44,
so
14 and won.
put that in comparison.
Yeah.
All right, now I understand the strength
And-
of schedule. They're in the Sun Belt, LSU in the
Right,
SEC
right.
and the Florida Gators and all that stuff. But still very, very impressive. All right. Let's start with purple and gold. I mean, you wrote about it in the American Press, Gorilla Ball. Is it back for real? 6 homers in 4 games.
Well,
is this a
And
dawn of a
and
new
that-
era?
and that's a Canyon ballpark.
Okay.
I mean, that transfer, and they got robbed of one.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, well,
Tell me, is this a
I'll
dawn
put
of a
it-
new era?
I'll put it in perspective for you. there were 11 home runs hit in the SEC tournament.
Yeah.
LSU had six
Six
of
of
them.
them. We'll count 6.5 for the one taken away. So, all right, what's going on? Could this?
I don't know. I guess it's not only that. That's as hot a 4-game streak as I can remember LSU playing, where they just they gave up what, 4 or 5 runs in 4 games.
And
8 straight wins.
What's probably more so impressive, Scooter, you can tell me a little bit better, but when Nola's on the mound, isn't that almost a guaranteed win?
Just about, yeah.
Just, okay.
If you got to score a run, but but here's the thing. I thought their pitching was pretty good all year. I think their defense, it's mostly good. It's really good now. But I had come to the conclusion this team wasn't ever going to hit.
Yeah.
And it's even yesterday, they only scored 2 runs. They hit the ball hard in the tournament finals. Because I've watched this team all year, and it just seems like they spend the whole game fighting off pitches and defensive swings.
Right.
And now it's like they snap their fingers and this light bulb is gone. And I never thought they would hit home runs.
Yeah, but yesterday they played against Florida. Did Florida end up getting the overall #1 seeding?
Number 2, I think.
Okay, so they're the cream. The Gators are the cream, and obviously give them credit holding
team
LSU.
That swept LSU early in the year.
That's right. That's right. So Sean McMullen gets the 2-run homer to win it in the 8th inning. Is he one of those emerging guys out of the DH, or is there?
He's been there. I mean, he's been there. He is like most of them. He hadn't hit a whole lot this year, but no. I mean, he was a good player last year. He's not like he's a new guy.
No, I know that, but I'm talking about this year, in context of this year. It's something that we can see more of out of him.
Well, I mean, they're all hitting home runs.
Yeah, they're all hitting home runs. All right.
That's impressive, though. Go Tigers.
And Alex Bregman, I got to give Alex Bregman at shortstop is something else, too. I got to have a good friend of mine, Cecil Hurt, sports editor, Tuscaloosa, tweeted yesterday while watching the SEC game. Let me make sure I got this right. Alex Bregman could field a Les Miles quote cleanly.
Did he write that? Did he put that somewhere?
No, he didn't.
Tweeted
Come on
it.
now.
It needs to put in a column. That's pretty good. All right,
That is
before
pretty good.
we go to
That
break,
is.
give us a sense of you have the information in regards to the regionals and the brackets.
Yeah.
You mentioned Lafayette might have a tougher road than LSU.
Yeah, just looking at it, I would say UL Lafayette got a little bit of the number one, the 3rd seed in the LSU regional, which I guess they're good.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Bryant?
No,
College?
No,
I
never heard
I
of
didn't
Rhode
hear Stony
Island.
Brook either, but
No.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've never heard of Stony Brook
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, now we all know Stony Brook.
Bryant College is the 3 seed. Now they got a tough 2 seed. Houston thought it was going to be able to host.
Yeah.
So they're one of the best number 2 seeds.
Right.
But Lafayette's regional, San Diego State. My recollection is you can't ever trust those West Coast schools. You never know how to go. And I think I've got to check, and I'm going to speak out there. I guess he still is, but Tony Gwynn was the head coach at San Diego State.
you said that, and I think you're right. I think he's still there. I've not read
I
anything
haven't
where
heard that he isn't. But the 4 seed Jackson State, that should be no problem for UL Lafayette.
Yeah.
But the 2 seed there is Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Another team that a
SEC
week
team,
ago thought it was going to be hosting a regional.
Right.
Instead goes to
a little chip on their shoulder, maybe, for Bulldogs and Cougars.
Could be.
You never know. Yeah. Now, the Southland Conference champion, Southeastern Louisiana, which, by the way, won the Southland Conference tournament. The Cowboys ended up being 3rd. We'll get into that later on in the show. But they're in the LSU bracket, so they got to deal with the line. So, hey,
Yeah, and we'll talk about that later.
Later on in the show. All right. LSU and UL Lafayette
Yeah.
hosting regionals, and they get a couple of national seeds. So good news on the college baseball front. We'll talk more about the McNeese Cowboys and how they wrapped up their season up in Conway, Arkansas. But coming up next, Barb head coach Glenn Caccini. We'll talk about the Bucks and their 7th 5A state title and a whole lot more.
We
He's
can't
primed
wait.
and ready. We're back
Can't
in
wait.
2.5.
We only
You
got to
can't miss
ask
this.
one question. I know that.
Sound Off 60 is brought to you by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort.
original light beer. The inventor of great taste and less filling. The one that dared to say maybe light beer should taste like beer. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
Hi, we're the Tarver family. We've been in business for 30 years. The question that people ask us most often is, what's the best time of the year to buy? We believe the best time is when the most people are buying, and that's in May and June.
So we're starting a brand new tradition, our first annual May-June sale. It's our biggest savings of the year on our biggest inventories of the year at either one of our locations, Lake Charles Toyota or Tarver Ford.
It's our biggest sale in our 30-year history.
And it's our annual May-June sale
At Lake Charles Toyota, Highway 14 south of I-210, or Tarver Ford, I-10 exit 21 in Sulphur.
Dr. Cassio is my choice.
Dr. Cassio is my choice.
Dr. Brett Cassio is fellowship trained and board certified in both orthopedics and sports medicine. He has the tools, techniques, and experience to get athletes back on the field of play. Call 337-494-4900.
Dr. Brent Cassio is the official sports medicine physician of Soundoff 60.
This is it. The big bang of light beers. The one that started it all. 96 of the hardest working calories in the business. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
Welcome back to Jack. We're here with Barb head coach Glenn Caccini, fresh off the Class 5A state title. Not one, not two, not three, not going on and on and on. You're seventh since 1998. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Rick.
It seems like every year or every other year we're congratulating you on a state title.
Well, I wish it was every year, every other year, but it's about 7 in the last 17. We're blessed. I mean, it's amazing. We've had great players. You know, it's really been a great run. And, you know, what's pretty exciting with this group is we set the goal before we put it in our dugout in the locker room, 2014 state and national champions. And that's bold.
Right.
And that was our goal. And we achieved it and attained it. And that's really cool. And it's a credit to how hard the kids worked and bought in and sold out.
Yep.
First of all, I'm glad you got the pink shirt memo.
I know. Hey, you look good.
The boys
What happened?
Hey, I'm supporting my Tigers. I'm supporting my Tigers.
I can only say you guys are very confident in your masculinity.
There we go.
No, I love pink. I wear pink too.
I know. Pink is cool. Pink is cool. Go ahead, Mr. Hobbs.
Kevin and Rick didn't get the memo.
To expand on that a little bit, because we had about half your team on the show last week, and I brought this up to them. From the almost the beginning of the season, you made no bones about it. This is your best team.
We did say that.
You know, that's saying a lot.
It is saying a lot. You're right.
I mean, from the beginning of the season on, anything less than a state championship was going to be a failure.
Disappointing.
Absolutely. Disappointing. I hate to use the word failure because, I mean, anything can happen in one game.
That's my point.
But even if we didn't win a national championship, it would have been and the kids said that, and we didn't hide behind it. And I think one of the things that separates our program is we play to win. We don't play not to lose. Yeah. I think that's evident in state championship game. You know, we stole home, and I think against Catholic High, it was 2-2 with 2 outs, and we bunted with the man on third, which I've never seen anyone in high school or college or even professionally do that. But there's a credit to the kids because that's what we expect them to do, but they are the ones that got to execute, and they buy in and sell out.
Exactly. So. But this whole business from the beginning, you said, this is the best team we've had here. Did you know them well enough to know they could handle that kind of pressure?
Absolutely. You know, hey, as a man thinks, so he is. I mean, it's biblically based, and we believe that. Yeah. And I definitely would never put more on a team than I think they can handle. And I asked him, I said, this is not about me. Yeah. This is about us. I said, you know, personally, what I want to see us do is win a state national championship, but it's not about me. What do you guys want? And of course, we challenged everyone, the seniors. It was they're a very experienced group, and they said, Coach, absolutely 100%, that's what we want. So as long as that's your goal, then it's our goal.
Yeah.
Because I can't impose my will on them.
Right.
It just doesn't work as well that way.
Right. And, you know, Glenn, one of the things that I think kind of struck the three of us in talking with your group of guys on last week was that one of the key things that they said was that they had a spiritual bond.
And I'm glad you brought that up, Kevin. And you know what?
And that, to me, to be that young, to have that type of bond and to know what it means, because, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, we know there's something bigger than all of this, Glenn.
Absolutely.
We know that. But just to see those kids and to understand what it takes to get to that point and to be successful and understand the meaning of why they're there and the purpose of it.
I'm glad you asked that, because it leads me right into what I want to say, is there's no perfect team, there's no perfect program, there's no perfect coaches. But I really believe this team loved one another more than any team in the history of high school baseball. I know, now who really knows? But here's what I'm going to tell you. One of our big thing was love conquers all. 1 Corinthians 13. And, you know, we're going to have that in our rings. And we genuinely love one another. It was amazing. And, you know, there was 3 goals that we said we had to attain. These were the 3 things. And this is the most important one, is that we thought we would pray after every game on the mound, player-led. And we usually did it with the other team. Only 3 times we didn't do it with the other team. But it was player-led. We said in Our Father, and we gave God the credit and the glory, and we realized every day was truly a gift and a blessing. And let me elaborate on that. If it wasn't for the grace of Jesus Christ, we could all be born in North Korea, where you're persecuted for being a Christian. You know, 250,000 people are in prison for life. So what I'm saying is, we have one of our players has a handicapped brother. What did you, Rick, or me do, or you, Kevin, or Scooter, to be born healthy physically and mentally? Absolutely nothing. So we really embraced every day is a gift, every day is a blessing, and we enjoyed each day and gave it everything we got and everything we had. And we really believe that Jesus was working through our team to inspire others and bring them closer to Jesus. And I know that sounds, you know, people go, oh, what is he? He's lost his mind? But we really believe that. And it's already happening, where we did something that no one has ever done in the history of high school baseball in Louisiana. We won a national championship, at least in 3 polls, maybe all of them. A team that was ahead of us in USA Today, we're number 2, they lost. So we may be in every single poll. So, I mean, to do something, they've been playing high school baseball for nearly 100 years. You guys probably know exactly. I know Jesuit won a state championship in 1920-something. So, I mean, I really believe that that was our purpose.
Glenn Caccini, head coach baseball at the Barb Bucks, has joined us to talk about a number of different things. We're going to get into a number of different things. The maturity, the camaraderie, the chemistry of these seniors and the role players off the bench. And look, you said it. They have to execute your techniques, your fundamentals, and your tactics, and they did, to the tune of 39-2, most wins ever for the program. You've already elevated them
also.
You've already elevated them to the stratosphere of best ever in Barb history. We're talking going back to, help me out here, because we talked about Cooley, Joe Lawrence, Austin Nagel, Nick Bourgeois, Wade LeBlanc. That's a lot of
great players.
Your sons. Gavin and Garen, they're playing in the
There's been
minors.
a lot of great players, and a lot of those kids won state championships.
Why? What?
I'm telling you, love conquers all. The bond of love, they were so close. And you know what, Jim Gazzola said it, I think, best in the American press. We could, in the state championship game, it was on display. We had pitching. We had great defense by all our infielders, Braden Barrett, Kenan Fontenot, and Braden Como. And Nicholas Abshire made a great play in center field. We stole home. We hit 2 home runs. Selman and Jordan hit home runs. We had clutch hitting by Leger and Bryce Jordan. And Bryce Jordan makes an amazing play to end the game. So, you know, we fielded 980. That was our fielding percentage for the year. That's better than some pro teams right now, better than most college. So we could beat you at every phase of the game, base running, the power game, pitching, and that's always what we try to do, is excel at every phase of the game, because oftentimes you got to win in more than one way, a combination of those things. And on the state championship stage, all phases of our game was on display.
Let me try to interrupt you before we get to Hobbs here. You said the best ever. Does that mean from position to position talent-wise.
No, I can't say that.
Okay.
No, I can't say that. And you know what? Here's the thing, and this is no disrespect to anyone, but I think, you know, we had some great pitches this year, but I mean, you look back, we had major leaguers and guys in the trip, and one team we had Wade LeBlanc, Jared Gautreaux.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we had unbelievable, Nick Bourgeois, all on the same team. Yeah. Those guys all made it to AAA or the big leagues. Now, it remains to be seen what these guys are going to do. But what it is all the combination. We're more than the sum of the parts. You know, I really believe that. Now, we had great talent, but the camaraderie. Yeah. You know, it was very evident with Bryce Jordan. Got hit 35 times this year. Yeah. A national record. Broke the career, and we were really, truly willing to do whatever it took. I mean, Braden Barrett laid down a bunt, 2-2. Yeah. And we ended up winning 3-2 with 2 outs. How many kids are really going to be willing to lay the bunt down and execute it and smile and want to do it? But I mean, they were so selfless. That's the word. The love and selflessness of this team was stronger than ever. It's just deeper. All those teams had love. All those teams had selflessness. But this team had it at a deeper level, deeper spiritual level.
They should have. They've been playing together since they were 3.
You're right. Yeah. You know, and that's the thing. True. You know, there were so many combination of things like anything. I mean, there were so many guys. Tim Leger, Charlie Phillips, Dave Quinn. They were outstanding college players, and they got those guys. They made our jobs easier as coaches. Yeah. And then the administration supports us. We got people like Billy Navarre that pour so much money into our program. I mean, we have community support, administration support. My assistant coaches, David Blank, Bob Corley, Grant Costello, and Jared Barrett. They do an outstanding job. They're, you know, selfless, and they're just not willing. They're not worried about who gets the credit. We just want to get the job done.
You got
and my wife, Race, of course.
I got all corners, so to speak. No pun intended. Take a breath. Relax. The man's been flying just to rush here from California, so we appreciate you coming in. Take a breath. We'll take a 2.5-minute break. Come back with more with Glenn Caccini from the Bar Bucks.
Appreciate that question.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort and by Tarver Ford, Beglis Parkway in Sulphur.
Get your free American Press app today. It's all at your fingertips. News, sports, advertising, entertainment, and video delivered through your Apple or Android mobile device. Capture the informative power of the American Press, Southwest Louisiana's premier source for news and advertising. Get your American Press app today. Download it for free through your iTunes or App Store. You'll love the look and feel of our newest digital offering. The app flawlessly delivers the local news most important to you in a new, striking layout. Get your American Press app today.
Choosing your doctors and healthcare professionals is an important and personal decision, and one that you should feel totally comfortable with. Hello, I'm Dr. Trisa Guidry, and I'd like to welcome you to our clinic, where your health and well-being is our top priority. I'm a board-certified OBGYN and a graduate of LSU. My dedicated staff and I would like to invite you to call for a consultation and appointment. You will experience the trust, comfort, and medical treatments you deserve. We are Dr. Trisa Guidry.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels at L'Auberge Casino, talking bar buck baseball with head coach
We're just
Glenn
trying
Caccini.
to get a word in.
We're just trying, and we're doing a much better job. I know Glenn wants us to cover a lot of different topics, and he'll do it on his own. All right, let's kick it off. Let's go back to the state championship game. All right, Gunnar Leger. Yes. Tim's his dad. Gunnar, you put your star stud, so to speak, on the mound for the semifinal, 2-0 win over St. Amant, and then 15-year-old freshman. Here's the ball, son. State title.
And he did it all year.
Yeah.
12-0.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it's incredible what he did. And
Adam Gorey.
I give the seniors all the credit in the world, but without Adam Gorey and the juniors, Shane Selman.
Yes.
It was a team effort.
Coach,
Braden Como.
I would have given Selman high consideration for outstanding player in the tournament. 2 home runs. Yeah. Key in that semifinal.
Absolutely. It was a team effort. And, Addison Armand, the 3 juniors, Shane Selman and Braden Como. I mean, they played big, and Gordy, and the spiritual leaders, Grant Loop and Jonathan Hughes, were our two strongest spiritual leaders, along with Braden Barrett as a third. I mean, it was truly a team effort. Everybody was selfless. And that's why we were able to do what we did.
How did you get Gorey out of that first inning? I mean, the ball's going
You know
everywhere.
what?
He walks in the run.
Here's the thing. Love conquers all. I went out there. First thing I said was nothing. I put my arms around him, and I said, I love you. I believe in you. And you're not going to give up another run the rest of the game. And he didn't. And you know, and that's true. And if you asked him, he would tell you that.
Yeah.
And it's just, we loved one another. And I believed
That's
in him.
key.
I mean, it wasn't just that I loved him. He's really good.
No, he's good.
But, you know, he was nervous. He was shaking before the
really?
game.
Really?
I could tell. And, you know, hey,
It's a
who
big
wouldn't
game.
be? But, I mean,
Big
he
game.
did something that we've had some really great freshman pitchers at Barb in the past that threw this. We had 3 other freshman pitchers throwing a state championship game. But no one as a freshman's ever won 12 games. You know, Zach Von Rosenberg won 10. It was amazing what he did. Pitched a complete game, beat Sulphur 2-1. And that was truly amazing. But to go undefeated, 12-0.
Amazing. Jump in, Hobbs.
Well, that's pretty strong.
The new angle, at least for me a little bit this year, is this national championship.
Yeah.
How does that come about? I mean, we keep talking about, you know, the where do these polls come from?
It's mythical. I mean, they've got collegiate baseball.
I know they're mythical, but I mean,
it's pro scouts and college coaches. And one of the pro scouts, a scouting director on a major league team, said, "This is the best hitting team." It's published. You can Google it and see it. Best hitting team I've ever seen in high school, 1 through 9. The best team I've ever seen. This is what he said about our team. This is a major league scouting director saying about our team. And I mean, they said, you know,
I watched y'all swing the bats in the state championship game, and I know it's Barb. I say, why do they ever bunt? But I know it's Barb, so you're gonna bunt.
The reason we bunt so we could recap the Kai 3-2 in the 7th. You know, sometimes looking at a semifinal game, you know, I mean, that guy was really good. He signed at Louisiana Tech, St. Amant game, you know, and we only won 2-0, you know, and we didn't execute a bunt that game, but we ended up hitting a home run, which was huge. But, you know, you got to win in every way.
Yeah.
And bunting won a lot of games for us this year. The players will be the first to admit that.
Yeah.
And, you know, we put a lot of pressure on them. They got to get 9 drags, and 9 safety squeezes, and 9 pushes in a row. If they get 8, we start all over again. We got to make 21 plays every day in practice.
Yeah.
If they make 20 plays and make an error, a couple times this year during the playoffs, they had to start over 4 times. No griping, no complaining. So then when the game comes, it's easy for them. I mean, the pressure's already, it's built in at practice. We let them play during the game.
No divas.
We got to tell a funny story. You'll appreciate it. 2000 in Omaha at the College World Series, the height of Gorilla Ball days.
Right.
Where it's about the 7th or 8th game of the College World Series. A bunt gets laid down. The interior press box PA guy comes on and says, "We are 8 games into the College World Series, and that is only the 2nd sacrifice bunt." Well,
I remember that.
Both of them were Barb kids. That was the year UL Lafayette was there.
Yeah.
And I forget who would have been for Lafayette that year. But Johnny Thibodeau had laid one
for
down
LSU,
for
and it was
LSU.
Neil Simino for
Neil Simino. There were only 2 sacrifice bunts in the entire College World Series, and both
when you
of them
know
were
it.
Barb.
And they got them down and had to win.
Wow.
I was proud of
back
them.
a good memory. Go ahead, Kevin.
No,
Glenn, man, when we look a lot of times and we talk about the talent that you have that go through Barb and how you're able to put these kids together and just make them successful. As a high school coach looking in on your program, is it just because of the years that these kids has played together to where they know each other and to where they just know how to react in certain situations? Could you take kids from a different school and put them together for a year and be as successful? How big a factor all the years that school had talked about these kids have played since they were 3?
Great question. I think we do create an atmosphere of family. I mean, those guys are all my children. I mean, my sons.
Yeah.
They're not my biological kids,
Right.
but you know, they're like adopted, and they know that. I'll do anything in the world for them. So are other coaches. But what was created with this senior group started way before I ever got a hold of them. Yeah. So it was deeper. We always create this chemistry and bond every year, but you can only create to have a really deep bond. It was started way before they came to Barb. Now we enhanced it and we made it greater.
Right.
But you know, can we do it? Yes, way better than when they come here. But if we could create a team just like this team, we do it every year.
Yeah.
So it was
I can
unique.
see
It's a
that.
combination
Yeah.
of things, and they were selfless. Great parents, never gripe, never complain. I shouldn't say never. I'm sure there was, but very little.
Yeah.
And they were all very helpful, and they all wanted us to win, and they let us coach. And there's a lot to be said about that.
That's
The
key.
apple doesn't fall very far from the tree.
You mentioned that, about this group had a mom before. And they were a little bit unique in that before they ever set foot on Barb's campus, they were stars in Lake Charles.
Sure, no
From,
doubt.
from going to Williamsport. Far and away the best team of several that have been up there. I guess two things. Did you realize the minute they showed up as freshmen, they were special? And were there any problems with that? If these kids hadn't even been in high school and they were already stars around Lake Charles.
No, I don't think there was any problems because, first of all, I realized when I watched them on TV with the regionals, I said, this is the best group that we'll ever have at Barb. That's what I said, the most depth. And all those kids were going. And some years in the past, not everybody went to Barb.
Yeah.
My youngest son, Gavin's group, went to the World Series too. They were 2 years older. So it'd be the first time we had two World Series groups together. We ended up winning a state championship together in 2012. But absolutely, I said, and we said, not just me, but the other coaches, we just said, this is the best group we've ever had.
Glenn Caccini, Barb head baseball coach, has joined us. We're covering a lot of different subjects. We're going to try to cover it before we got to cut you loose and get back to where else? The ballpark at Barb's. 7 state titles, 39-2, 17 years. All the accolades keep rolling in for you and the program. And you mentioned it earlier. It's a collective effort. The parents even.
Yes, absolutely. We've got great parents.
What is, I read books and the Saban, method and John Wooden and, what is the Caccini methodology here? What is that, when it comes to baseball, what is the winning formula in the equation?
Never forget what it was like when you were 14 and 18. Never lose concept of that. And I think I've been blessed. I've never lost concept. I'm young at heart. Sometimes I'll act 14 and 18.
Yeah.
I just love the game. I'll go out there and catch balls barehanded and take batting practice with them, very seldom, but they know I'm a kid at heart. And it's a kid's game. They don't say work ball, they say play ball. And we make it fun.
Yeah.
But they know there's standards and expectations.
Yeah.
And they buy into it and sell out to it. But the biggest thing, like I said, is love conquers all. It's biblically based. And we love them. And it's like, if you adopt, there's parents, I have 2 biological sons.
Yeah.
But if they weren't my biological sons and I adopt them, I'd love them just as much.
Yeah.
Well, these kids at Barb, they're my adopted sons. We're family, and I love them like they're my family.
Have you tempered? Have you, not slowed down, but have you kind of, dropped back a little bit now?
I think I'm calmer.
Calmer?
I think that I made an Acts retreat December 7th, and I was reborn, and I used to laugh at people, not in their face. I didn't understand it, but
That's good.
I'm a calmer version than I was before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just that peace that realized it's not about me,
Yeah.
that Jesus is just using me to bring people closer to Christ. My platform is baseball, and that's what I am. I'm a high school baseball coach, and I'm secure with that. I've been offered college jobs.
Yeah.
Just got offered a job in college, Division I job, could make twice as much as I'm making now.
Yeah.
And I've been offered at the pro game. But I think I'm most effective where I am now. I'm secure within my own skin and where I am, and I feel this is where God is using me.
Well, obviously the program I mentioned in the outset of our show, it really is a jewel for Southwest Louisiana. It's something that a lot of, maybe within the Barb community and a bit beyond, they treasure what you have accomplished and ongoing, what you have accomplished. You mentioned some of the kids that are coming back. What is the nucleus for 2015?
Well, we lost 9 seniors, and they were amazing, and 6 of them played Division I baseball. And you don't replace guys like that. That's once in a lifetime group. Greatest group. I've been at Barb 28 years, and you never want to say never, but we may never have a group like that again. However, we got dedicated young guys. Our JV only lost a couple games. We still have 3 starters back. We have a player that actually got beat out this year that started as a freshman, and we have guys with experience, and we have pitching. We have a lot of pitching back. We have Adam Gorey back, Patrick Booth, Trevor Bobeff. We have pitching back and some younger guys that we really think that are going to step up and can really make a difference.
Yeah.
So, we're really we're really excited about our future.
Yeah.
Gorey in particular, I mean, for a team this good and this deep, for a freshman
it's amazing.
To be put in that role, did you see him coming? Did you know about him
Absolutely.
before this year?
Yes, he was a guy that had tremendous talent. He just wasn't consistent throwing strikes. And it was just, he never had bullpens and flat ground works on a regular basis. And I told him before the year, I said, you're going to win 8 to 12 games this year, and you're going to be one of our best pitchers, and you're going to do things that no one has ever done at Barb. And he'd smile at me. I said, I really believe that. Do you believe that? That's the key. And he did. And that's the thing. But I want to say this. I love my seniors, and I want to just, Bryce Jordan was like another coach on the field. He actually called all pitches first time in 28 years. I had Gunnar Leger, one of our best pitchers and one of our best hitters. We had Ken Infantino, just amazing, the quiet assassin that just humble and just did things at Barb, one of the greatest athletes ever at Barb. Braden Barrett was a highlight film, hit over 400 at third base. Incredible work ethic. And you have Nicholas Abshire as our center fielder, and it was...
Great catch he made.
Yeah, it was amazing, and what we did this year.
Don't forget about Bo Jordan.
And look, I'm last but not least, Bo Jordan was MVP, and LSU signing, hit 12 home runs, up for National Player of the Year. And we have, like I've already mentioned, our other seniors that are actually, our spiritual leaders. I said that, and Aaron Baldwin pitched really well and signed at University of Houston. And then, like I said, Grant Loop and Jonathan Hughes. It was amazing what our seniors accomplished, and they left a legacy for.
They did.
They never had not one ISI, not one suspension, not one teacher referral. They were class citizens.
Very mature.
3.9 GPA.
Yeah.
They did what they were supposed to do when they were supposed to do it. They were spiritual leaders. They led by example, and they weren't perfect, but they were as near perfect as any 17 and 18-year-old could be.
In our closing seconds, I hope you can do it, but they're going to be hard to replicate.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it so much.
From the Barb Bucks, that's 7.
Thank you, Kevin.
State Class 5A championships in baseball.
Yes.
Wish you the best of luck. Have a
Thanks
great offseason.
so much.
We're back to Jack in about 2. Don't go far.
We are worldwide, 365 and 24/7 at soundoff60.com. Soundoff 60 is presented by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort and by Tarver Ford Sulphur. Back after this break.
Behold the original light beer. The inventor of great taste and less filling. The one that dared to say maybe light beer should taste like beer. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
Dr. Casio was my choice.
Dr. Casio is my choice.
Dr. Casio was my choice.
Dr. Brett Cassio is fellowship trained and board certified in both orthopedics and sports medicine. He has the tools, techniques, and experience to get athletes back on the field of play. Call 337-494-4900.
Dr. Brent Cassio is the official sports medicine physician of Soundoff 60.
Hi, we're the Tarver family. We've been in business for 30 years. The question that people ask us most often is, what's the best time of the year to buy? We believe the best time is when the most people are buying, and that's in May and June.
So we're starting a brand new tradition, our first annual May-June sale. It's our biggest savings of the year on our biggest inventories of the year at either one of our locations, Lake Charles Toyota or Tarver Ford.
It's our biggest sale in our 30-year history.
And it's our annual May-June sale.
At Lake Charles Toyota, Highway 14 south of I-210, or Tarver Ford, I-10 exit 21 in Sulphur.
This is it. The big bang of light beers. The one that started it all. 96 of the hardest working calories in the business. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels at L'Auberge Pool Party. This week, number 2 on the list. It's Cody Canada and The Departed. And last week was a blowout to open it up with the Wallflowers. Coming up after that, the following week, like June 5th, Ashes of Babylon. Everybody knows Ashes of Babylon. Coming up June 19th. Mark it down, get your tickets to Counting Crows.
As a reminder, for those that are coming out on Thursday, please get here early. The traffic was backed
up.
So please get here early.
Go out
if
there,
you want to make it.
get your
here
cold
early.
Miller Lite at the bar.
Yes.
Just sit back and
enjoy.
Watch
it's
the
gonna be
old
nice.
guys who walk
what
by
a great
in pink
opening week for
shirts.
Thursday, though.
There are a lot of old guys walking by in pink shirts. Have a lot of fun. All right, well, it's a great lineup. Maybe,
it is.
One of the best
really
pool
is.
party lineups they've had in a number of years. So check it
We're
out
looking
online.
forward to a great year, though.
And get updated on that. Many thanks to
I'm
Glenn
into
Caccini.
that pool party.
Pardon?
Oh, yeah. I'm into the pool
Yes,
party.
indeed. By the way, I think that June 19th, get ready. Make sure it gets dry cleaned and pressed, but the pink shirt, we're going outside.
Pink day?
Well, but we're going
all
outside.
going to have to do it then, Rick.
The
That's
week
everybody.
of
It's
June
all three of us
19th
now.
of the Counting Crows. We're going to
have to do
weather
it then.
permitting. We got,
I might be in Omaha.
Well, you might be.
You're right. You're right.
It'll be Kevin and I and some
We'll do
girls
it.
out there.
Yeah,
doing
we
the
will
show.
be.
All right, let's get to that in a little bit. All right, many thanks to Glenn Caccini for spending some time with us to talk about his way of coaching and this program and the success that they've had. All right. Back to college baseball. I think we've covered everything we need to cover with LSU. Now, give me the logistics here. When do they open up? Friday, and they play Southeastern Louisiana. Is that correct?
Yeah.
The Southland Conference champs. So,
Four-team regional.
4-team regional. And
Standard 4-team.
And UL Lafayette the same, right?
Double elimination bracket, right?
Yeah.
In fact, LSU's playing at 2.
Yeah.
Lafayette, I think, is playing at 7.
Okay. All right.
But that's a lot of that's a lot of baseball.
Yeah, it's a lot of
I
baseball.
believe
That's a lot of baseball.
Louisiana's the only team with 2 national seeds.
That's a lot of baseball.
That's
man.
my point earlier. Let's get back to that.
Yeah.
I'm not the master of hype like you keep saying I am, but this is, and I don't care if they've done it before, but this is the first time that they've hosted and
in
the
fact,
national seeds.
until
That is
LSU
huge.
made this strong run, 2 weeks ago LSU wasn't even assured of hosting.
Exactly.
Right.
Now they're a national seed, and the thinking was, and they would have. The NCAA would have matched LSU against the LSU regional against the Lafayette regional.
Right.
With that in mind, they do that. I wish they'd be a little more think outside the box. I mean, like
You're talking about the NCAA?
Yeah.
In what way?
Southeastern coming to Baton Rouge. I mean, Southeastern made the tournament. Good for them.
Yeah.
They play in Baton Rouge every year.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And every year, it seems like if Rice is any good, they match the Baton Rouge regional with the Rice regional.
All right.
That kind of thing.
I got you.
I mean, did you see who's going to play the first round in the Rice regional? Texas A&M and Texas.
Okay.
know?
The flip side of it is my alma mater, Southeastern. Again, it is now the NCAA regional.
Yeah.
Yes, they play in Baton Rouge, but now it's at a different
totally
level.
different atmosphere.
Totally different atmosphere, and now
I
the
get
fans
that.
can go.
I get
So that's
that.
the flip side of it. But I see your point. No,
Yeah.
I got you on
I
that.
just-
Southeastern, the players, maybe send them someplace else.
Somewhere a little bit different.
A little different. I don't know about
But
sending
you're
them all the way
there,
to
though. But you're
California, but okay. All right, let's talk about the McNeese Cowboys. Whatever how much stock you put in them, the sports information directors and the coaches prior to the year with the resignation of Terry Burrow, the hiring of Justin Hill, this team was picked in the lower half, 8th, 9th, or 10th to finish. Well, Justin Hill and his staff comes in here with some holdovers and some new talent. Elevates this team. They went on some nice runs.
Honestly.
They beat some good teams. They get in there. Lo and behold, granted, they didn't win the tournament,
Right.
but they've got a couple of wins and they finished
yeah,
third.
And I thought that was a good
Great
showing for them. I thought they kind of ran out of gas at the end of the
Yeah.
regular season. But that was a good showing for them in the tournament. Didn't win it.
No. Got in.
But
Got 30 wins.
Got in.
Got 30 wins.
Went 2-2, I guess, in the tournament.
And look, we'll probably maybe even next week get Justin Hill on here to talk about the program, kind of where the progress it made going forward. Kingsley, the ex-Barb pitcher, had a better freshman year. I'm not saying he's in a slump by any means.
Yeah.
I expected something in the 7.2, 6.3 range. I think he ended up 5-5.
Yeah.
So still great showing for Hill and those guys at the blue and gold, and they'll
No
continue,
doubt about it, though.
With his leadership, they'll continue to get better. Up against the clock. We'll go for another break. When we come back, we'll talk McNeese football.
Yes.
Want to talk about a guy out there that they're trying to get
Everybody's
and bring
talking about
in
him. Yeah.
for August drills.
Everybody's
if they
talking
get
about
him, it might change the face.
Oh, I
Might
think it
change
will.
the face of
No,
this
I don't
offense.
think it might. I
We'll
think
do
it
that
will.
and more when we come back.
Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort, home of Sound Off 60, and Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. Round 5 with the boys coming up.
Get your free American Press app today. It's all at your fingertips. News, sports, advertising, entertainment, and video delivered through your Apple or Android mobile device. Capture the informative power of the American Press, Southwest Louisiana's premier source for news and advertising. Get your American Press app today. Download it for free through your iTunes or App Store. You'll love the look and feel of our newest digital offering. The app flawlessly delivers the local news most important to you in a new, striking layout. Get your American Press app today.
Hi, we're the Tarver family. We've been in business for 30 years. The question that people ask us most often is, what's the best time of the year to buy? We believe the best time is when the most people are buying, and that's in May and June.
So we're starting a brand new tradition, our first annual May-June sale. It's our biggest savings of the year on our biggest inventories of the year at either one of our locations, Lake Charles Toyota or Tarver Ford.
It's our biggest sale in our 30-year history.
And it's our annual May-June sale.
At Lake Charles Toyota, Highway 14 south of I-210, or Tarver Ford, I-10 exit 21 in Sulphur.
We're back at Jack Daniel's LaBerge Casino, one of my favorites. Want to throw that out there. July 3rd at Liquid Society Pool Party, Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Didn't get to play last year because thunderstorms. He's back June 3rd.
Because of the weather.
I will
right,
be
right.
here.
Yes.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd, you need to be here as well.
Yeah.
Get down to LaBerge Casino because they're giving away a whole bunch of Harley Davidson motorcycles.
A lot going on, man. The summer months, man. A lot going on.
A lot going on. There's a lot going on with the McNeese Cowboys, even though football-wise it's off-season.
Yeah.
Good sources, multiple sources have told me they are close to securing a transfer and an enrollment of Kansas State wide receiver athlete slash quarterback Daniel Sams. Now, if that name sounds familiar, he's the cousin of B.J. Sams.
Yes, he is. Nephew.
Pardon?
I think it was nephew.
Nephew cousin. He's related to B.J.
Yes,
Sams.
he is.
Was recruited to Kansas State out of Slidell, Louisiana, quarterback. Well, word is that Bill Snyder up there with the Wildcats needed help in the offensive scheme and needed help at wideout. They put him at wideout, and he gets like Big 12 second team all-conference honors, great numbers.
Yeah.
6'2", about 210.
Yeah.
He has been granted a transfer. He wants to play quarterback in college football, and the Cowboys are in the mix. It's nothing final as yet, because right when he got that transfer, sources tell me they flocked.
Yeah.
Everybody's calling him. Come to us, come to us. So there's this recruiting. Great athlete.
Great.
You know how it is when you get an athlete at quarterback that can man an offense and throw the football.
That's your trigger guy.
And then move as well. He's going to be in
guy.
demand.
That's
apparently
key.
The Cowboys may be close. It's not official yet until he enrolls. And that's when the Tim Leges and, of course, head coach Matt Viator can officially announce that he's here, but they can't do anything. These are sources that I have, and you have heard it as well.
I've heard it.
Daniel Sam is in the mix here.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean? That means he'll obviously, if he gets here, in August drills, he's going to throw this quarterback competition for a tizzy.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a tizzy.
You know what? You're saying it's not a competition?
No, I don't think it is.
It'll still be an open competition.
I've seen some clippings on this kid. They need him.
Well,
they need him. Boy, none.
You've heard the same thing I've
him.
heard. It could be the second coming of a,
Kerry
Joseph.
That's the word
player.
that comes back.
Wow.
Kerry Joseph.
Y'all going to put some pressure on him.
No, I'm just saying.
Look at the YouTube clip. Look at the YouTube clip. 6'2", and
I don't think you recruit off YouTube.
No, you don't. But what you see is any evidence of what this kid can do. I think you can honestly say he would make a difference.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
I don't want to rain on the parade.
Yeah.
But my only question, and it's minor,
go ahead and rain.
No, Matt Viator has considered this. He will weigh it. I think when you bring in a senior with the idea, here's our quarterback.
Yeah.
You got to keep in mind what it's going to do to team chemistry. All of that.
He'll have 2 years.
And Scooter, and that's all.
He'll have 2 years of eligibility.
2 years, but Scooter, let me say this, Scooter. When you bring in a kid like that you know can make a difference in your program with the guys that are around him, can also invest in the success that they will have, I'm convinced when I looked at it and saw him, with what McNeese does.
I agree with you. I agree with you, and I'm not trying to rate him. I'm just saying you better look at his.
No, I know what you're
saying.
saying.
I know nothing about him.
I know what you're
Let's
saying.
make that clear.
Right.
Know nothing about him, but you better look at his personality and everything else.
I agree. I agree with that.
If we look at anything, the type of player that BJ was here at McNeese, I think we can pretty much say that he'll be decent.
Okay.
He'll
Don't forget they brought in Riley Dodge. Okay, Riley Dodge, and that worked out. And it was, and look, you just don't bring in a Daniel Sam or a Riley Dodge and give them the job.
No,
It's open competition. But you got to compete for the job.
You know what?
And that's how you balance the scales.
We've talked about this for some time, the three of us, about McNeese's success as years have gone on and everything. This right here, and Scooter's saying nothing's promised. We don't know if it's going to happen or not. But by chance that this happens, I think you'll see a totally different program. Go to the YouTube and look at this kid. That's all I can say.
Let me
just
just
go
say
to the
this.
YouTube video and look at
I'm very
this kid.
confident when I say this. Very confident, all right? For the McNeese Cowboys to elevate themselves back into the elite of FCS, all right, to get into the playoffs and to make a mark in the playoffs and to be a factor again, obviously
to
in
go
the Southern
deep into
Conference,
it, to go
you've
deep.
got to have that star quarterback.
We've been saying that.
Now, I'm not saying what they've had in the past has not been star, but
we've been saying
and you've got to have those. It's appearing to me more
Cody's,
and more. You've got to have those D1 transfers.
Yeah,
you do.
Scooter,
Bottom
it's key.
line, you're right. You
It's
do,
key.
and he would be one of them. Cody Stroud had his role. Now, Cody Stroud is off in the Atlanta Falcons camp. Wish him well.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But Rick, in the FCS, you've got to have that position solidified.
And we saw it last year. The point that Scooter made. You've got to have transfers that's going to make a difference in your program. The team that played McNeese last year, was it Southeastern?
Southeastern.
Had those 3 transfers?
I know.
Yeah.
Case
got
closed.
more this year.
Case
They
closed.
got more.
Okay. Case closed.
They got more.
Good point.
Case closed.
So there,
Case closed. There it is.
We'll keep you updated on Daniel. Look, if he gets away to a bigger school, so be it. That can happen.
It just wasn't meant
but
to be
if he
there.
ends up here at McNeese State University, it could change the face of this offense, in my humble opinion. Back in 2 to Jack Daniels to wrap it up. Stay
No
right
doubt about that.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Tarver Ford Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort.
Behold the original light beer. The inventor of great taste and less filling. The one that dared to say maybe light beer should taste like beer. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
Hi, we're the Tarver family. We've been in business for 30 years. The question that people ask us most often is, what's the best time of the year to buy? We believe the best time is when the most people are buying, and that's in May and June.
So we're starting a brand new tradition, our first annual May-June sale. It's our biggest savings of the year on our biggest inventories of the year at either one of our locations, Lake Charles Toyota or Tarver Ford.
It's our biggest sale in our 30-year history.
And it's our annual May-June sale.
At Lake Charles Toyota, Highway 14 south of I-210, or Tarver Ford, I-10 exit 21 in Sulphur.
Dr. Casio was my choice.
Dr. Casio is my choice.
Dr. Casio is my choice.
Dr. Brent Casio is fellowship trained and board certified in both orthopedics and sports medicine. He has the tools, techniques, and experience to get athletes back on the field of play. Call 337-494-4900.
Dr. Brent Casio is the official sports medicine physician of Sound Off 60.
This is it. The big bang of light beers. The one that started it all. 96 of the hardest working calories in the business. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
All right, we're back at Jack Daniels. Time to stump the wise guys.
Yes.
With we got a lineup here that, well, they're not power forwards. We'll call them point guards. Amber and all right, Kayla. It's a little, you guys are or a little vertically challenged.
Okay,
but,
you gotta
Really?
but
I didn't say
beautiful
that.
tech.
Really?
I didn't say that.
Already?
You know
Already?
this
We're gonna
is a
start
tough
with
one, Rick.
it?
You know that.
Already? How long has it been
You know.
since I've been with y'all? And already y'all gonna start with the wisecracks?
It has been a
All
while.
right.
Amber, you're new. You're new.
She's tough though.
Apparently, I'm still vertically challenged.
All right, ladies. Hey, I'm vertically challenged too, so I got no room to talk. All right, here we go. We're going to kick it off with Kate.
You ready?
All right, here we go. Stump the wise guy.
Okay, boys, how much do y'all really know about the sport of kings? What?
Oh, this is horse racing. The Belmont's coming up.
Okay.
Triple Crown is all I know. Is Triple Crown. That's all I know. Is Triple Crown.
All right, question 1.
That helps. Get with Kevin.
What 3-year-old colt has a shot at winning the Triple Crown of horse racing if he can win the upcoming Belmont Stakes?
That would I know.
Yeah,
California Chrome.
Yeah, we
I
know
was going to say, if the
California.
answer's not Secretariat, I'm probably in trouble.
You're going way back.
Wonderful.
That's right.
Great job.
Okay. Second question. Don't cheat.
I'm not.
It has been 36 years since the last Triple Crown champion of racing. Name the horse that last won the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and Belmont Stakes.
Affirmed. I would never thought it'd be 2 for 2.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right, Amber.
Here we go.
All
All
right,
right.
number 3. Name the thoroughbred that lost the Great Affirmed in all 3 of the Triple Crown races back in 1978.
Aladar. These are top line. These are pretty easy. Aladar.
Number 4. Since 1978, how many horses have won the first 2 legs of the Triple Crown,
I
only
heard
to
the other
lose at
day.
the Belmont
6.
Stakes?
No, it's a bunch.
It's a lot.
actually a bunch.
It's
I think it's like
a lot.
12. 12?
Yeah, we're going to go 12. I think it's 10 or 12. Yeah,
12?
Justin? We got it.
All right.
Now,
What? I
now
was saying
Kayla,
half of
I
it.
can't believe
Kayla, in her loving way, can probably then throw in a number 5. Name all 12 of the ones. That's
Yeah.
there. That would be.
I mean, this question would be directed at Scooter because, I mean, he's carrying the team
That's
with
right.
these questions right now.
What? Really?
Yeah.
The only one I
Okay.
can
Really?
remember is like Big Brown.
Yeah.
Big Brown, but that I would be stretched to name it.
Smarty something?
Smarty Jones.
Yeah.
Good, excellent. There's
And I
another
remember
Well,
what
one of them broke
spectacular
down in
bid.
the pre.
Spectacular
But
bid.
one of the guys that I think ran in was from Lafayette. Am I correct in
Yeah,
saying that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Della
Yeah.
Hussein,
Yeah,
there's more,
yeah. I'm into it a little bit.
Okay. Kayla, Amber, we appreciate it. We got to have y'all back soon, okay?
Thank you, guys.
All right,
Thanks,
thank
ladies.
y'all. It's been a while since we had
All right.
Kayla on here. All right, appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. All right, guys. Think about that. 12 horses since since the last
win the
Triple
first
Crown
2
winner
legs.
can get the first 2, and you're right there. You're right there, and each time
Yeah.
12 of them have lost the
Triple
Doesn't
Belmont.
seem
Crown,
like
that's a
many
tough
of
thing.
them have even been close.
Triple Crown, it's tough, man.
Doesn't seem like many of them have even been close.
I agree
in
with you
the
on that. You have to
pre.
research it.
And
How close of
Yeah.
any of those 12?
One of them broke down.
One of them did. It might have been
Right
Big
out of the
Brown. I
gate.
don't remember. And then they had to euthanize
Yeah.
the horse, I believe.
Finally, they did, I think.
Yeah.
That's a sad thing,
Yeah,
though. That
yeah.
is.
So
It
anyway,
was like months later. But,
but this
finally
California
did.
Chrome, I read an article on California Chrome. It's very interesting, and the ownership, and they're quirky, their characters, and this is a horse they spent like, I don't know, $8,000 on. It's like unbelievable. If this thing wins
It's
the
the
Triple
training.
Crown,
It's how you train those horses.
it's
how you train them.
unbelievable.
I thought
And
it was
it's
all about breeding.
Yeah, but you got to
well,
train
the
them.
jockey
You
has a
gotta
thing or
train
two
them.
too.
You got to train them. You
The
got to know how
jockey
to
has
ride
a
them.
thing or two too. But the Belmont's coming up like June 9th. It's coming up
Yeah.
very soon. So
But
be
one
on
of the
the
things
lookout
when you
for
talk about this, Rick, it was a couple years back. You guys may remember. One of the horses that was racing, and I think one of the races, I think it was Kentucky Derby or whatever, the jockey pulled back on the horse because he felt the horse straining. It was in first place.
Wow.
He said,
I
I
didn't hear
wouldn't
that.
do that to that horse because that horse is part of me.
Wow.
Oh, that made
Interesting.
national news. I mean,
Interesting.
that's how these guys feel about the horses they ride on, man.
Interesting.
You
Yeah.
know, that's big time.
Well,
That's
they're
love,
riding
man.
on a whole lot of money. All right, a couple of notes before we shut it down. Former Cowboy wide receiver Deontay Spencer.
Yeah.
Spent a little time with the Bears, but signed a free agent contract with the
Yeah.
St. Louis Rams, and the American press reported this will pretty much assure Spencer he's going to be in training camp and maybe get some time in preseason games
Yeah.
because of the length of the deal.
tryout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so look,
pretty
kid's
good.
got speed. You
He
can't
does.
teach speed.
Yeah.
He does.
And look, if all of a sudden the name escapes me, the Trendon Holiday? Trendon Holiday from LSU?
Trendon.
He's sticking around the
Yeah.
NFL at 5'5" with all that speed. And Deontay
Strictly
Spencer.
as
He's
a
in-
returner. yeah.
Exactly,
That's it.
exactly
That's
right.
it. That's
Exa-
what he
all right.
does.
Little golf tidbit. Picked it up online. Rory McIlroy
Yeah.
ends the relationship with the tennis star,
Yeah.
the beauty Carolyn Wozniak.
What do you? I mean, maybe you're just
Couple
too
of
busy.
years,
Maybe we're just too busy.
globetrotting,
Maybe we're
McIlroy,
just too busy.
They say it's amicable, and both of them said, no, we're going to end this relationship. Maybe
I don't know. I don't know. It happens to golfers, man. It happens. You know?
I'm just throwing it out there. You know, I mean, you know, he had all this turmoil in his life. He gets to know what? What?
He won a tournament this week.
Did he? Oh, did he win it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my point. you fill the blanks.
You're gonna have people dumping their fiancés
He
all
dumps
over the
the
country.
fiancé. Hell, I can break par.
I can win.
Get rid of the pretty tennis star. What was it?
Hey,
The BMW in London or something? Was he
no.
playing in that? Right? Yeah, he
Unbelievable.
wins. Okay, I didn't know who won.
Great job,
All
boy.
right, that's gonna wrap it up. Thanks to Glenn
That's the
Casino.
key. Get rid of
Get
your
rid of the
fiancé.
women.
Yeah.
You can play
par.
golf, get like boxing.
Unbelievable.
Get rid of the women. Kevin,
All
great
right.
job, Mr. Hobb.
Great
We'll
being
do it
here,
all
guys.
again next
Enjoyed
time,
it.
everybody. Have a great
Be
sports
safe.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Sound Off 60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 60 Monday through Sunday nights, 9 p.m. and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Sound Off 60 also airs throughout the week on Communicom Cable Channel 6 at 9 p.m. across Southwest Louisiana. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the boys and access our website links at soundoff60.com.